the EP Podcast. Heard everywhere podcasts can be found, and always at theeppodcast.com.
Pyeisha Allen is the new Director of Youth Services for Evergreen Park. She has actually been around Evergreen Park for a while. She's done a couple of internships. She's been the Summer Daycare Camp Director for EP Recreation Department for the last 11 years. You don't look like you've been in the workforce for 11 years, Pyeisha.
Oh, thanks,
okay, that's
Chris.
my compliment. I'm throwing that out, making you feel comfortable because you came down to my basement, which I know is weird. You know, when I ask people, will you come down to my basement and do a podcast, it's kind of like, you know, and it was funny because, and I'm going to tell everybody this, Pyeisha comes down here, she sits down, and I'm like, you know, I was running late because she was standing on my front porch, and I was running late to get over here, and I'm like, I'm so sorry, I don't want to get a bad reputation. She's like, don't worry, you got a good reputation, I checked on you. And I realized this is because I'm a weirdo who asks people down into his basement. How are you doing, Pyeisha?
I'm wonderful, Chris. How are you?
I'm doing good. So, first of all, I'm excited to hear all about what's going on in the youth department. Mainly because I hear that these kids will come and clean my lawn.
Absolutely.
This is something I've been talking about now for a while. Do I have to be like an old person? Do I have to be like somebody who's got like a disability to have this? Or can I just have these kids come over and clean my lawn for free?
You just have to be a resident of
That's
Evergreen
it?
Park.
I can make these kids clean my lawn?
But it's not for free, Chris.
No, I don't see any price in there when I read the bulletins that come out. There's hidden costs. This is what this is. You guys are like an app. You're like one of these apps that I download and it's supposed to be free. And 5 seconds later, I got to buy 400 gold coins or something like that for $2.99.
No.
What is the charge?
Well, it's whatever you're comfortable with, but...
Oh, okay. Well,
there's
quarter an hour?
There's no set price.
Quarter an hour sounds good. How old are these kids?
These kids are between 5th grade and 12th grade.
Oh, come on. I give them $1, they'll be happy. Go up to Pappy's. Get yourself a burger, kids.
No.
Thanks for working in my front yard for the last 4 hours.
Well, how it works is whatever you're comfortable with, you guys agree upon a price, and then whatever you're comfortable with, whatever they're comfortable with, and they agree on it, then that's what.
So it's a negotiation.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, I'm going to give them something. I mean, it's worth it. They're doing work.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, they're doing work. Do they do everything? They do the leaves. I mean, they should get paid. I mean, it's better to have them clean up my lawn than TP my house. So I figure if I don't give them like a good amount of money, that who knows? Because now they know where I live. Like there's the cheap guy. So I'm going to pay him. Okay. I'm just joking around with you. We'll pay them. They deserve to get some money. I would have paid him anyway.
Yeah, they work really hard.
I would have paid him anyway.
And speaking of chores, mowing the lawn is not all they do. There's a list of things that they can come out and do for you. They can do edging, weeding, raking, window washing, painting, some light house cleaning, and then when the snow comes, they can shovel the snow.
So these kids like do all that stuff. And
Sure.
so this is kind of like an organized. So if you need some help, especially now because it's perfect from the leaves and then you get the snow and you got like, you know, stuff you want to get done before the snow really falls, like some chores around the house. You got some stuff when spring hits. This is the season to call the youth department and say, hey, send me some bodies over here to do some work.
Absolutely. Year-round is the season to call the youth department.
All right.
Absolutely.
All right. I like this. And it's good. And it gets the kids busy. Kids need to do stuff.
Yes.
I don't want them just walking around doing nothing. I want them working. I make my kids work.
Yeah,
Okay?
This is the opportunity for them to get in the community and earn a little extra cash. All types of stuff, Chris.
Well, I think that the good idea would be like, I think I'm going to have these kids who have some initiative, who want to work and make money. And I'm going to have them come over and work, and I'm going to have my kids watch that. And actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to have my kids go out and help them. And then when I'm done, I'm going to give all the money to the kids that came over that weren't my kids. And I'm going to be like, and this is why you get nothing, because I had to hire other kids. Point proven.
Call us anytime.
Perfect.
We're available.
What's the number they call?
708-229-3377.
My Hollywood insider, my good buddy Ben Belton's on the phone. Ben, a lot of movies coming out here. I can't believe in the fall we get so many different things in film that there are to talk about, because you always think summer blockbusters, and then somewhere along the holidays you get all those things that come out. But right now there seems to be a lot of really interesting movies that are out. One of them is Bohemian Rhapsody. Did you see that this weekend?
I actually did see it earlier this week, and the film is really, really good. Now, I will say this. for people that are looking for an award caliber film, I'm not sure that it's going to rise to that occasion. I mean, it'll probably get nominations for certain things here and there. It's just a great film in terms of particularly if you like Queen, the music. It was amazing to be in a room filled with people, and most of the people there were singing, stomping their feet, and like with the performances that were in the film, it was pretty amazing. And I think that you're going to see that spread across the country, when it goes into wide release, like I said, this weekend.
See, you really liked it. And what's funny is that here in Chicago in the Sun-Times, Richard Roper destroyed it, just like went nuts on the whole thing. He thought it should have been like an R-rated movie. He thought that they glossed over Freddie Mercury's personal life and they went for this PG-13 thing. They thought there should have been, he jumps all over the movie, but you're telling me you're there, you're watching it with people and they're singing along with it.
Yeah, and in fact, at the end, they gave it. The people gave it a standing ovation. I mean, people were clapping and cheering, and I think really it's subjective. I mean, I think if you go into it with the expectations that it's going to be the best, film biopic you've ever seen, you might be disappointed. But if you go in expecting a fun film that tells you about Queen, and I don't agree with his assessment that because there's a lot of references to Mercury's personal life and both, in his relationships that he had, as well as his family. And that's I don't exactly know where that comes from, but I thought that was interesting today to hear that.
Well, it's the weird thing. It's like some people think that if you don't go all out, look, we all know Freddie Mercury was bisexual, if I'm not mistaken. And then he ends up passing away because of AIDS. And it was almost as if some of the critics are like, well, if we don't actually see him, actually having sex on screen, we haven't done him justice. I don't know. Yeah. I don't pick that up from Freddie Mercury that's how he wants to be remembered as a bisexual. I think he wanted to be remembered for his music a little bit more.
Well, what I don't get about that is that they allude to all of that in the movie. There's they show several scenes that involve and basically touch on the subject. So again, but it's just like what you said. They want to see it be more vivid or more, graphic, I guess. And it's not that, but I don't think it needs to be. I think it's more about the music and really it's about the band, honestly. And it's interesting to learn, kind of how the dynamics played out. And after I actually finished watching the film, today I've been, of course, the music gets in your head on top of that. And then you go back and I actually went back on YouTube and watched the Live Aid concert that they performed at. It was pretty incredible because they recreate that in part of the film, which people will see when they go see it.
18 years ago, there was a Jim Carrey version of The Grinch. We have the version that's the cartoon one that we've had ever since before I don't even know when that one came out. I know it was just always was, and I'm 41 years old. But now they're doing another Grinch movie. And it bothers me. I just think that at some point you just go, okay, we've done it. We did the live action. We did the cartoon. What else is there to do on the Grinch that hasn't been done before? What do you think about this thing coming out?
Well, I think it's going to strike a chord. I mean, it's an animated film, and animated films do really well these days. And again, to point out that, as you pointed out, it's been since 2000. November 2000 is when the Ron Howard.
Oh, no. The Ron Hubbard version would have been very different.
Yes, the Ron Hubbard version, we know this. The Ron Howard version.
Tom Cruise would have been in it. John Travolta would have been in it. There would have been a lot of weird stuff. It would have been a weird version.
Yeah, strike that. So at any rate, when you look at that film, as far as it's hard to believe that it was that long ago because it feels pretty current. Now, what they decided to do with this one is to do the animation, and interestingly enough, Benedict Cumberbatch is doing the voice of the Grinch. So if the Grinch happens to sound like Smaug from The Hobbit when you're listening, that would be why. Ben
Belton, thank you very much, buddy.
I want you by my side so that I never feel alone again. They've always been so kind, but now they brought you away from me. I hope they didn't get your mind. Your heart is too strong anyway. We need to fetch back the time they have stolen from us.
We played Monopoly. Grandma had Baltic Avenue. My dad had Illinois. He tried to build a hotel when he only had 3 houses on each. You need at least 4. And then my cousin picked up a chance card and he won the lottery.
I want you, we can bring it on the floor. Never danced like this before. We don't talk about it, dancing on. Do the boogie on that lawn.
But now you've picked up the rest of the chance cards. It's a monopoly. Go to jail. Go to jail.
Shouldn't talk about it.
Now, Pyeisha Allen not only was a summer camp director, but you were the winter camp director as well?
Yes, sir.
Winter camp has to be coming up. What's that all about?
Well, it's essentially the same as the summer camp, Chris. It's 2 weeks when the kids are out of school. And what we do is we do winter craft, we do ice skating. So it's a series of like exercises, organized games, and fun. So it's pretty much the same thing, except we're mostly outdoors sometimes.
Then I would think that like you, though, as somebody who has all these different kids, there's got to be like a little like stress there because like there's a lot of, I mean, like I have 3 kids and I'm ready to kill them all by Thursday. I work from home. Monday, I'm good. Tuesday's okay. Wednesday, I'm a little annoyed. Thursday, I'm threatening death. Friday, like you were like, oh, where's your toddler at? Because I told you I had one. I just dropped him in his grandmother's day for the sake of him because he had just driven me nuts. How do you do this day in and day out with other people's kids?
Chris, I love this job. It's my passion. That's really how I can explain it. How do I do it? I enjoy waking up every day, coming to work. I enjoy working with kids. It has to be a passion, and that's just what it is.
That's good. That's good. What's the real answer? Just messing with you. Okay, so but you have to deal with all the like you have these kids, like you're saying I'm going ice skating, like you were talking about that with the camp. I mean, then you got to sit there and you got to go, okay, I'm going to have all these kids and they're all going to be on ice. And I guarantee it, our kids are going to show up. They have no idea what they're doing. And they're falling all over the place. I mean, do you ever wince like, oh God, please don't let one of these kids break their arms? Like, do you get nervous about that kind of stuff ever?
Usually people tell me I'm pretty patient. So I just pretty much say optimistic. I don't really get nervous. I just kind of stay, can I say pray about it?
You can say pray about it.
That they don't hurt themselves. And then they have a great staff over when they ice skate. Anywhere we go, they have a staff for the kids. And
it's not just you. You have people that do it. And when you do the ice skating thing, I'm sure you have people that know how to ice skate that are showing these kids exactly what to do.
And even other kids help other kids.
Right. Mm-hmm. So that's a good thing. Well, it sounds like a lot of fun. It actually sounds like a fun job. You just have a better temperament than me. I'm just like one of those people who be like, shut up! Sit down! Like people would show up and all their kids would be lined up in the corner. I would find a corner for each and every one of them before it was all done. You seem like a very patient person that can handle children. Me, I can't handle children. No. That's why I built a bar in my basement.
It's a wonderful bar.
Tell me what's going on with your department for the next couple of months here. Let people know what they should be doing, how they get in contact with you. Just rattle it off here for Evergreen Park.
Okay, guys, for the youth department, we have a little bit of everything going on. We have a babysitter's pediatric class coming up on November 17th.
Oh, there's a lot of those in the area. I know that Little Company of Mary does one of those too, but I know that my daughter did one recently. I don't know where she did it at, but those are very informative classes. And it gave her a lot of confidence because she'd been watching the kids around here when mom and dad are like, we need a night. You're in charge of the other ones. But it gave her a lot of confidence, like that she was nervous, even though we knew she could handle it because she did one of those classes. So I think those are a good thing. I think they're something that everybody gets a child that gets to an age where you're like, I'm going to start letting the oldest kid watch the other kids, send them to that class. Because even though I don't know if she'd be good at CPR or good at the Heimlich maneuver, she thinks she can do it. And that's all she needs right now, to get her through it.
Not only do they gain the confidence, but they get an opportunity to earn a certification. And through the youth department, they sign a babysitting chores card. So when a resident calls and are in need for babysitting services, I look in my cards of children that signed up, they have their certification, and they're able to go out in the community and earn additional cash and also do what they love to do, watch other children.
Oh, so if they go get certified with you guys, you'll hook them up with babysitting gigs.
Yes, sir.
Oh, that's a great deal. Guess
and
what?
our class is only $40.
Audrey Lanuti will be walking up the street. She'll be there, putting her to work.
And our class is only $40, Chris.
Okay.
Yep.
Excellent. It's worth it.
Yeah, so...
I'll have her pay me back with her first $40 in earnings. That's what I'll do.
Oh, wow. That's such a great idea, Chris. It's a great idea.
Here's a $40 loan. Go down, get certified, make $40, bring it back to your father.
Yes, always thinking ahead.
That's how I think around here.
It's the middle of the show song. 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 Chris had nothing to put here, so he put this song. It's the middle of the show song.
It's election week. That's right. No more ridiculous phone calls to your house telling you who to vote for. No more people knocking on your doors. No more text messages from many different numbers so you can't block it because then it just comes from another number. If you want to early vote, you can still do it. Monday, Evergreen Park residents can go to the Oak Lawn Village Hall at 9446 South Raymond, and from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. on Monday, early vote. Or just do it on Tuesday. You waited long enough. Google tells me 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. Tuesday, November the 6th. Those are your polling hours. Go out, vote, and then thank the Lord you don't have to hear about any of these people again, or at least until the next election. Also, just a reminder, the Village Pantry, located at 2700 West 98th Place, is now open 9:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. every Friday. If you have an inquiry, you can call the Office of Citizen Services, 708-422-8776. Hannah will be back next week. She wasn't able to make it this week, but Donna's here. Once again, joining me as the temperatures get colder and the reading heats up. I'm trying to make this segment far more exciting these days. Like, you know, I'm trying to, I mean, it's exciting. I mean, people talk about how much they love having you. But I'm trying to kind of goose it up a little bit, okay? So strap in! Because it's now time for what's going on in the EP Library. Donna Bailey, go ahead.
Oh, well, thank you, Chris. Thank you for having me again.
See, I was pumped for that one.
Well, we have coming up on Tuesday, along with some of our regular programs like Make It and Take It, we're also going to have Operation Gratitude, where teens and tweens can write a letter to a soldier. Since this is the month of Thanksgiving, we're doing a lot of events figuring about giving thanks for the blessings that we have and the good things we have in our life.
We have actually a priest that shows up on the show from time to time who's also a soldier, a military chaplain. Did you hear him? Father Paul?
Father Paul, yes, I
over
did.
at Most Holy Redeemer. He's been on the
Yes.
show now a couple of times, and he's over there. Every time I try to find out his address so I can send him stuff, he won't give it to me. He just tells me, send me prayers. And I'm like, why don't I send you prayers and like a box of goodies? Nope, just prayers. He's driving me absolutely nuts. Okay, if I can get his address, I'll get it to you so these kids can write him some letters as well.
That would be terrific.
Okay.
Then on the 7th, we have our yoga classes, and we have a family flight night at 6:30, where you can come in as a family and try and test some toy-sized flyers, gliders, and any other gravity defiers that we come up with.
Wait, flight night? What are you
Yes.
flying? You're flying. You're putting together.
They're putting together
Are they
flyers,
putting the gliders together
gliders,
there?
Yes.
Or are people just showing up with their drones and
No,
zipping
we have
them through the aisles?
We have all the stuff.
So you can't bring your own flyers, what you're telling me.
No, we have all the stuff. You're going to make it there and then take it home with you.
Wait, do you get to fly it there?
You could try it out in the room. We have a big children's room. You have to try it to make sure it doesn't need any tweaks or
But there's a
adjustments.
specific room.
Yes.
Like I can't try to navigate the entire library
No,
with
not
my
in the
drone.
library. No, because people are studying, doing their own work. They don't need to be buzzed.
Okay. All right.
Well, sometimes.
You suck the fun out of everything, Donna, but go ahead.
Then, on Thursday the 8th, we have with Martina Matheson of Edutainment Living History. You can come in and meet the 6 wives of Henry VIII. We have the book.
Wait, you can come in and meet the 6 wives of Henry VIII?
Yes, she's going to
Aren't they dead?
Well, they are, but she's doing a presentation, an impersonation of them. So you get to know the difference between
Let me
them
get
all.
this straight. You have a person that's going to be hanging out in the library
Yes.
doing impersonations,
Yes.
impressions, if you will,
Yes.
of 6 wives of Henry VIII.
Yes.
So
We'll be
she's
talking
gonna
about
do
them.
she's gonna do 6 different characters.
She's gonna-
Are there 6 different costume changes?
I doubt there's costume changes.
Does she change her voice for each one of them?
I'm assuming she does.
This is almost worth watching.
Yeah, and we have a copy. We have lots of copies of the book up front of the library.
This could be really informative or just really funny to watch.
It is lots of fun, and like I said, we have the book right up front, so you can check out and read it and get to know on your own some things
What
about
day is
Henry
this
VIII.
again?
This is on Tuesday the 6th
What time?
at 6:30.
Oh, good. I can hit the bar and then I can show up over there.
Oh wait, excuse me, Thursday the 8th at 6:30.
Thursday the 8th. That even works better.
Thursday the 8th.
I'll be completely knocked out of my men's club basketball league by that point because I'm on a terrible team. That's going to be my first Thursday available in a while. So instead of going and drinking with the boys, I'm coming to the library to see this girl. Oh, yeah. Do 6 different dead wives of Henry VIII. Party time.
Only one outlasted them. Okay, then on Friday the 9th, we have for the teens and tweens gratitude cards made with book page glitter leaves. Again, keeping with the Thanksgiving. Now we've done this in the years past. On Thursday and Friday, come in and bring in any used or slightly gently used or unwanted craft supplies. Because then on Saturday, you can exchange them, so you don't have to go out and buy. Usually when you buy like a bag of different kind of craft things, you need like 10. You don't need 40.
Right.
But they only come in packs of 40. So this way you can come in and swap them out.
So I can bring in craft supplies, and you guys will give me other craft supplies.
Yes.
Are they other people's used
Yes.
ones?
Other
Okay.
people's
So this is like
unused.
a barter system. So if I show up with like my kids' broken crayons, somebody probably won't do business with me.
Probably won't. And if you come at 10 o'clock on Saturday, if you've already given a bag, you get to go in first off. But if you don't have any crafts to give, but you want some, you can come in after 10:30. Everyone will get one plastic grocery bag.
Oh, you
full
get
of
free
crafts.
crafts. You get the
Yes.
leftovers.
Yes.
You get my son's broken crayons.
Yes, if you so choose to bring your broken crayons. And that's what we got going on that week. So there's lots to do. There's other programs. I just want to give you kind of a little tasting of it, as
I'm
it were.
excited. We're gonna get to sit around. I get to watch a woman with 6 different personalities get up and talk crazy like she's a wife of Henry VIII.
Yeah.
I hope she does it in crazy accents and wears crazy clothing.
I don't know that she's
I'm going for
changing
crazy.
out.
I want entertaining and crazy. That's what I'm looking for.
New from Econo Toy, the company that provides toys for kids that also serve an adult purpose. It's Tommy the Toaster. Tommy the Toaster makes perfect toast, bagels, and waffles for everyone. Then he becomes a toy for all to enjoy. Just ask Billy. I play with Tommy the Toaster at school. Yay! I play with Tommy the Toaster at the park.
Look at that kid playing with the toaster.
I even play with Tommy the Toaster in the bathtub. Don't play with Tommy the Toaster in the tub, but go get one only from Econo Toy. Yeah.
Pyeisha thinks I'm nuts.
Oh, he's great. Chris, you're wonderful. Like, you're so much fun. And I just love that I'm on this show right now. So in other news, we have our annual coat drive going on until November 30th. All you need to do between 9 and 5, you can go into the community center and drop bags of coats off. And we donate it to, organizations in need, or they give them to organizations or people in need. So Monday through Saturday, you guys can come in.
How long does that run for?
November 30th.
To November 30th. So for the month of November, get in there between Tuesday and Saturday, drop off some coats.
Yes, sir. We actually started in October, and it's still running until November 30th.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm. Another event we're having is our family turkey shoot, which is November 18th.
We're shooting turkeys?
No.
What park are we shooting turkeys in?
What? Let me tell you.
I mean, I didn't know that you gave the kids guns to shoot turkeys, but I mean, it sounds fun.
No, I hope this is for all 4th, 5th, and 6th graders and their parents or guardian. A team of 1 child and 1 parent. They shoot 10 free throws apiece. The team with the most free throws wins a 10 to 12 pound turkey. How awesome is that?
That is pretty awesome, and it's probably less messy.
Yeah, and in case of a tie, there's a shoot off. So hopefully we see you guys out Sunday,
Still with
November.
basketballs.
Still with basketball.
Okay, all right. Just want to be clear about that.
Yeah, Sunday, November 18th, 5 p.m. And it's $6 per team. If you want to register, please come to the Community Center Youth Department, room 105.
Okay, and I love how I have a big enough bar to handle all the papers that you have. Look at these things that you have going on in the month of November. Like, you're like the busiest person. She's just got papers strewn everywhere, and like she reads it and then she just tosses it to the side. I almost need to get a picture of it to put on our Instagram for the EP Pod, or on the Twitter at EP Pod.
More than happy to give
or
you a picture.
Facebook, the EP Podcast. Right, exactly.
Yeah.
All right, what else we got?
We also have our open gym, which open gym started, guys, October 19th. This is for 5th through 8th grade. It's at every Friday, $5 per person. It's at the activity center. which is located 3220 West 98th Street from 6 to 8 p.m. every Friday. $5 a person.
You are getting on a roll now. See, early on, you were like, okay, microphone, this is a little weird. I've never done this before. You read something, you weren't sure. Now it's like you're rattling off. You got the address, you got the time, you're flying through it now. You see?
Oh,
you're
yeah.
picking this up.
So I hope to be back. A lot more
you
smoother.
might be a regular by the time this is all over.
I hope so.
You
because
laugh
I
at my
wanna see
jokes,
you
so I
guys.
kind of have to keep you around.
Yeah.
I might have to bring you by more often.
Yeah, you're so funny, Chris. I just love it. It makes me forget what I'm gonna say next. He's so funny.
On November the 10th, Jacob's Well is having their holiday craft and vendor fair from 11 a.m. until 4 p.m., 3450 West Maple in Evergreen Park. Lots of vendors, lots of crafters. It's a day of shopping to start Christmas shopping early, really early, because, it isn't even Thanksgiving yet. Admission's only $1 though. Kids are free. Go check it out. Pyeisha, you're doing a heck of a job today.
Thanks, Chris.
I'm enjoying watching it. Now, obviously, some of this will get cut because it's taking forever. No, I'm just doing So for the stuff that got cut, that I've edited out of this because it's taking forever. You just got so much to tell me about. Yeah. Where do people go to find out all about what you're doing at the youth department?
We update our Facebook page all the time. It's Evergreen Park Youth Department. If you guys have additional questions, you are more than welcome to come into the youth department at the community center, room 105. You can call me at 708-229-3377, or I can be reached through email, PAllenEVPKADM.org.
You know what's great about a podcast is that you gave a lot of information, but if you're using any podcast player, right at the bottom, it's got a little thing that'll make you jump back 15 seconds or 30 seconds. So somebody who wants that information now can just be like, oh, hold on a sec, what's that number? And just hit it back. That's you can't do that on a radio. You can't do that. If you came on a radio show, you went on WGN right now, you did that, people will be like, that was great. I was driving in my car. I didn't get any of that. But they can go back and they can get it any time. So this is great. Hopefully we'll get you something. Do you have you got a Twitter account?
No, not yet.
You got the Instagram?
Not yet.
You need an
This is
Instagram.
Facebook.
My kids tell me Instagram is what the kids are using these days.
Yeah.
You got to get you an Instagram. I don't know what you're going to take pictures of, but you got to get an Instagram. You got to get creative. I hate it. I don't want to take pictures of anything. I'm a radio guy. And they're like, Dad, you got to have an Instagram. Everybody's on Instagram. Nobody's going to listen to you if you don't have Instagram. So I walk around, I take stupid pictures. I put them up on Instagram. I have no idea what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Get an Instagram. Pyeisha, you have so many pages over there.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to have you on again.
Yeah.
Because there's no way this all fits in a 30-minute podcast.
Oh, wait, we can't wait. It has to. I have something else to talk about.
You have something very important?
Yes.
Okay, I will do my best to get it in. What is it?
The youth department, we always fundraise. So we will be fundraising by selling concessions at the Christmas show this year.
Okay.
On December 1st and 2nd. That's a Saturday and Sunday at the Senior Center. On Saturday, it's at 7:30, and on Sunday, it's at 3 o'clock.
So you got a Christmas show.
Well, we will be fundraising.
You'll be fundraising
at the Christmas show.
At the Christmas show.
Yes.
You guys put on the Christmas show?
No, the theater does.
The theater puts on the Christmas show. Completely different department.
Yes.
Okay.
The youth department will be fundraising.
Youth department shows up, sells stuff to get money.
Yes.
While the theater department does all the work. That's what you're telling me?
But if you want to support the youth department, come on down.
I'm going to have the theater department person on next week so I can ask them how that works. Okay.
Oh, goodness. But actually, the theater person wanted me to tell you guys about this because then it promotes the Christmas show.
You were telling me that when you told people you're going on the EP podcast, that they were like, why didn't they call me? Is this correct?
That's correct.
Okay. You know, they can all call me. Like we literally have a phone number for the EP podcast. Like people who listen to the show can call. It doesn't go directly to my cell phone. I purposely don't let it go direct. The phone rings constantly.
Yeah.
Like I get a little thing like you got another message and you can leave a message. But if anybody ever wants to go on this show, anybody wants to stop by, anybody wants to talk, any of your friends, you go back and you relay that to them. All they have to do is call to local number 459-8406.
Okay.
So 708-459-8406.
I'm going to have to find a pen, Chris.
That's okay. You're going to listen to the podcast. It will be on the podcast. Okay. So 459-8406. And that's for anybody that wants to comment on anything, ask any questions. If you have somebody you would like us to talk to on the EP podcast, if you would like to be on the EP podcast, that's the number that you call. You can also get us on at EP Pod. I'm sorry, it's at the EP Pod on Twitter. at the EP Pod on Instagram, 2 things that you don't have, and then the EP Podcast on Facebook. See, we're a triple threat over here at the EP Podcast.
Oh, yeah.
You hang with me. I'll teach you how to hit this social media thing.
Absolutely.
We'll saturate things.
Absolutely.
All right.
Okay. And
also, I can see that you're like, there's like 7 more things, Chris, that I want to tell you about. And and
Chris, I thought you
it's
said
a half-hour show.
Could get an hour.
Huh?
I thought this interview was all about the youth department.
No, this is a half-hour show. You thought like your first time I would just dedicate an entire show to you? We just met now it's been a long show. We met a half hour ago, but I mean
I'm not
Pyeisha,
done
you
yet.
come back anytime.
I'm not done yet.
Do you have any, is there anything that's happening in the next couple of weeks?
Just other than what we talked about, the family turkey shoot,
right?
The coat drive.
We got that.
Our cheerleading classes that you guys need to register for.
Right. We got all that.
Pediatrics class and our open gym.
You're good. You got everything that's going to happen this month. Next time you have more stuff that's happening end of the month or into December, you come back.
Okay.
Anytime.
Okay.
You laugh at my jokes. I like you.
I like you too, Chris.
You come over in the evening. We'll have what do you have? Wine, beer. You need a cocktail.
I'm on the clock. I don't drink.
After.
I don't know. Are you recording?
We're gonna turn off the microphones and we're gonna work this out. Okay. I'm gonna have everybody from her department come over one night. It sounds like they all want to get over here to the 9-foot homemade oak bar in my basement in Evergreen Park. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, Pyeisha.
Thanks for having me, Chris. You're wonderful.
Another show is wrapped up. Another show's in the books. Another show is wrapped up. And then by the looks, it's gonna be a good one. And we'll see you next week. And the nudist basement. And the nudist basement. Another show is wrapped up. Another show is wrapped up. Another show is wrapped up. And it's in the books. Another show is wrapped up. Another show is wrapped up. And by the looks, it's gonna be a good one. Nudist basement. Broadcast basement. The nudist basement. The broad basement. Slancha. That was like Dropkick Murphys or something, right? I felt like it.
You have one more thing you want to talk about?
Absolutely, Chris.
Are you kidding me?
If you would like to get your service learning hours, we do provide opportunities at the youth department, guys.
That's it.
Thanks, Chris.
Good, because I just was going to turn on the lights for a second and flicker them like it was like the end of the night at the bar.
Oh, last call?
Yeah, it's totally last call.
The EP Podcast. Heard everywhere podcasts can be found. And always at the eppodcast.com.